from NBC News. This is Today with Kathy Lee Gifford and Hoda Kotb, live from Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
All right, we have to face it. Social networking has become a game changer when it comes to staying connected, no matter what your age. And if you're one of the 100 million Americans on Facebook, or you spend your days tweeting, there are social etiquette rules that you should be aware of.
Yes, Family Circle magazine took a look at the social networking habits of its readers and came up with a few solutions for common etiquette dilemmas. Linda Fears is the magazine's editor-in-chief, and Jeffrey Gardier is a psychologist.
Back
hey guys,
again by public domain.
That's right. So what do we find out about the habits of people who are on Facebook?
First of all, this is probably surprising, but there are more Facebook users between the ages of 35 and 54 than there are 18 to 34.
What do you make of that? That does not
cool. That they are embracing this technology, but since they haven't grown up being socially public like the teens and 20-somethings, they tend to make mistakes.
They make more mistakes. Yeah. And sometimes you're perceived on Facebook as a big blabbermouth. You put all your business out there, and some people are seen as kind of stingy with their info, too.
Yeah,
right,
absolutely, because they don't know that the stuff they're putting out there is going on a wall, everyone is reading it, or they just don't have time to really respond to everything. And I think people take this so serious that if you do make a mistake, say a little too much or not enough, that people sometimes crucify you for that.
Well, let's talk about these are the problems. Okay, here's one. You have connected with your high school prom date and you've been bantering back and forth about everything from his old mullet to the notorious grad night party. Your husband sees your posts, and to put it mildly, he's not amused. What should you do?
Well, first of all, most women who go looking for old boyfriends, it's really just out of curiosity. You want to see how he's holding up, whether he got married, what he's doing, if he has kids. Yeah, it's just curiosity. You know, of course, if it gets to be, a little too often, or, if your spouse knows this is, an old flame that you still have feelings for, then clearly it's
Why would you Facebook an old flame?
Again, I agree with you. It is out of curiosity, and maybe you don't have enough to do. And I think you really need to refocus your energy on to what your relationship is, and whether there are no sexual feelings or whatever the situation may be. If your hubby says, I don't like that, guess what? Get the hell out of it and just stay away from it.
Yeah, it is playing with fire, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's an interesting one. Okay, this is when your comment gets taken out of context. A woman posted on her friend's page that her son's bar mitzvah was the first one that didn't give her a migraine and was by far the loveliest she had attended all year. And lo and behold, all the other people's bar mitzvahs that she attended were ticked.
Exactly.
And they wrote, who you think you are, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, this is a perfect example of people not really knowing how to use the tools on Facebook. So what she probably meant to do was send a private message to her friends saying what a great time she had at the bar mitzvahs, and instead she posted a public message on the wall.
Or she did it and just didn't think it through.
She didn't think it through.
Right. And I think that's also the answer, that you just say, look, I didn't think it through, or I was just trying to pay a compliment, get a grip.
So you get back on it and you go back and post another thing?
Oh, I would say apologies to all, was just trying to be nice and trying to express my feelings. Less is more, leave it alone. If someone's going to be pissed off with you about something like that,
watch
then
your language.
I'm sorry.
My mother's watching.
PO'd, then just then you don't.
You do need to be careful.
Then just leave them alone.
Let's do this one because this applies to a lot of people. A few months after being friended by your 16-year-old niece, you are appalled to see that she's posted photos of herself in a teeny black leather bikini. Should you tell
leather is the problem?
Should you tell your sister? What should you do?
Not right away, because first of all, if your niece friended you, then you want to keep that trust, that bond. So you should talk to her first and just say, listen, there are consequences that you probably haven't even thought of down the road. A college counselor could see these pictures, a future boss could see these pictures, and just try to get her to take them down and understand that once a photo's out there, it can be copied and pasted and sent hurling into cyberspace.
It's out there forever.
Yeah. Well, if you do it right away.
She might do it again, but give us some alternative strategies, such as something in a nice dress or something that shows you being demure or what have you. But just don't put her down and say what you did was really stupid. Because guess what? She'll do it again.
But if she does do it again, then you really should tell your sister.
Tell her sister.
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
Thanks, kids.
Thank you, guys. Very interesting. Up next, need a good laugh.